Tonight's game between the Twin Springs Titans and the Thomas Walker Pioneers.
At guard, number 30, Brian Scott.
Starting for Thomas Walker Pioneers, number 30, Brian Scott.
Bobby McPherson.
Number 22, Bobby McPherson.
At forward, number 34, Ellis Hoskins.
Number 34, Ellis Hoskins.
At forward, number 42, Travis Harrell.
Number 42, Travis Harrell.
And in center, number 40, Sean Bales.
Number 40, Sean Bales.
Steve Collier. All right, Fighting fans, get on your feet. For the starting lineup, your Twin Springs Titans. At guard, number
Starting lineup for the Twin Springs Titans. Number 31, Luke Osborne.
At guard, number 52, Gary Chapin.
Number 52, Gary Chafin.
At forward,
Number
number 20, Nick Dingus.
20, Nick Dingus.
At forward,
Number
number 32, David Osborne.
32, David Osborne. Number 50, Eric Ross.
And if you please rise for playing of the national anthem.
Twin Springs basketball is brought to you by State Line Graphics, Weber City Drug Center, Dennis Fritz Allstate, J&P Markets, 30 Brothers, Chevrolet Geo Jeep Eagle, and Photo Genius Image Consultants. Jumping for Twin Springs be number 32, David Osborne. He'll be jumping against number 40, Sean Bales. Twin Springs take the tip. Gary Chapin with the ball. To Nick Dingus. Nick Dingus to Luke Osborne. To Gary Chapin. To David Osborne. David Osborne to Nick Dingus. To Luke Osborne. Gary Chapin with the ball to Nick Dingus. Thomas Walker putting on hard defense at the beginning of tonight's ball game. Number 31, Luke Osborne with inbounds. Luke Osborne inbound to Gary Chafin, number 52. to Nick Dingus. Nick Dingus to David Osborne. David Osborne with the shot. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball. It's number 22, Bobby McPherson. Number 42, Travis Harrell. Back to Brian Scott. Number 34, Ellis Hoskins with the shot. Number 52, Gary Chapin with the ball. To Eric Ross. Luke Osborne pick it up. Nick Dingus with the ball to Gary Chafin. And last touch is on Twin Springs. Pioneers ball. Number 34, Ellis Hoskins inbound to number 30, Brian Scott. Brian Scott, number 22, Bobby McPherson. Back to Brian Scott to McPherson. Long pass to number 42, Travis Harrell. To 34, Ellis Hoskins. To 30, Brian Scott. Number 22, Bobby McPherson. Back to Brian Scott. Long pass to Travis Harrell. Number 30, Brian Scott for three. Gary Chafin with the ball for Twin Springs Titans. To Luke Osborne. Luke Osborne to Eric Ross. Luke Osborne trying to drive in. He'll give it to Eric Ross. Eric Ross put up for a shot. Twin Springs down by one. Score 5-4. 5 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first period. Number 20, 30, Brian Scott with the ball. Travis Harrell for three. No good. Foul Scott against number 52, Gary Chafin. Number 40, Sean Bales at the line. Shooting two. First shot's good. Second shot's good as well. Number 52, Gary Chafin with the ball. To David Osborne. Foul Scott against number 40, Sean Bales. David Osborne at the line, shooting two. First shot's good. Second shot's good as well. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball. To Travis Harrell. To Brian Scott. Brian Scott to Sean Bales. Sean Bales underneath. Gary Chafin with the ball. To David Osborne. David Osborne drive in for a shot. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball. To number 22, Bobby McPherson to Sean Bales. To Brian Scott. Brian Scott drive in. Eric Ross with the rebound. He'll give to Gary Chafin. Gary Chafin to Eric Ross. To Luke Osborne. Luke Osborne drive in. Ball rebounded by number 34, Ellis Hoskins. He'll give to Brian Scott, number 30, to Bobby McPherson. McPherson to Brian Scott. Back to McPherson. He'll drive in for a shot. No good. Rebounded by David Osborne. He'll give to Luke Osborne. Gary Chafin with the ball. To David Osborne. David Osborne to Luke Osborne. Luke Osborne to David Osborne. Luke Osborne to David Osborne. David Osborne turn and shoot. And Twin Springs take control of the loose ball. Gary Chafin will have it now for the Twin Springs Titans. To Nick Dingus. To Luke Osborne. Eric Ross underneath. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball. To Bobby McPherson, to Sean Bell's long pass to Travis Harrell. He'll shoot for three. No good. Eric Ross will grab the rebound. He'll give to Luke Osborne to Gary Chafin. Gary Chafin with the ball. To Eric Ross. Eric Ross underneath once again. Number 42, Travis Harrell with the ball. To number 34, Ellis Hoskins. Eric Ross with the rebound. He'll give to Luke Osborne. And Gary Chafin will bring it down court. And ball thrown out of bounds by Twin Springs. Number 12, Jason Barnes will enter the game for number 42, Travis Harrell. Number 30, Brian Scott will have the ball for Thomas Walker Pioneers. To number 34, Ellis Hoskins. To number 12, Jason Barnes. Barnes to number 30, Brian Scott. Brian Scott to Brian Scott for three. Gary Chafin to David Osborne. Back to Chafin. To David Osborne. David Osborne to Luke Osborne. To David Osborne. Ball in and out. Foul scout against number 32, David Osborne. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball. To number 22, Bobby McPherson. Number 12, Jason Barnes with the ball. To Brian Scott. Brian Scott for three. No good. Last touch was on Thomas Walker, Twin Springs ball. Luke Osborne inbound. To David Osborne. Luke Osborne to Nick Dingus. To Luke Osborne. And at the end of the first, they tied up 12 apiece between the Thomas Walker Pioneers and the Twin Springs Titans. Twin Springs basketball is brought to you by State Line Graphics, Weber City Drug Center, Dennis Fritz Allstate, J&P Markets, Darty Brothers, Chevrolet Geo, Jeep Eagle, and Photo Genius, Image Consultants. Both teams playing hard defense in the game. Number 34, Ellis Hoskins will inbounds. To number 30, Brian Scott. He'll go to number 12, Jason Barnes. Barnes to Brian Scott. To Barnes. To number 34, Ellis Hoskins. He'll drive in. Luke Osborne with the ball for the Twin Springs Titans. To Wendell Davidson, who is in the game now for Nick Dingus. To Jonathan Broadwater. Jonathan Broadwater entered for Gary Chafin. Luke Osborne looking for help. To Jonathan Broadwater. To Eric Ross. Rebounded by number 40, Sean Bales. Number 34, Ellis Hoskins with the ball. To number 12, Jason Barnes. He'll take a shot. Rejected by Luke Osborne. Wendell Davidson with the ball. To Jonathan Broadwater. Jonathan Broadwater pull up for two. Eric Ross with the rebounds. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball. To number 12, Jason Barnes. To number 34, Ellis Hoskins. To Jason Barnes. To McPherson. Number 34, Ellis Hoskins underneath. Number 33, Wendell Davidson with the ball for Twin Springs Titans. To David Osborne. David Osborne to Luke Osborne. To David Osborne. Luke Osborne to David Osborne. Luke Osborne with the ball. Wendell Davidson pick it up. To Jonathan Broadwater. To Wendell. To Luke Osborne. Luke Osborne fired for three. No good. Number 12, Jason Barnes with the rebounds. Eric Ross with the rebound. He'll give to number 5, Jonathan Broadwater. Foul call against number 12, Jason Barnes. Number 5, Jonathan Broadwater with the ball. To Wendell Davidson. Ball stolen by number 30, Brian Scott. He'll go all the way. Twin Springs down by 4, score 18-14, just under 5 minutes left in the first half. Luke Osborne with the ball. Foul sky against number 22, Bobby McPherson. Jonathan Broadwater inbound to Luke Osborne. Luke Osborne to Wendell Davidson. To Jonathan Broadwater. To David Osborne. David Osborne to Wendell Davidson. To David Osborne. David Osborne underneath. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball. To number 22, Bobby McPherson. Back to Brian Scott. And ball thrown out of bounds by the Pioneers. Number 31, Luke Osborne with the ball. Wendell Davidson pick it up. To Jonathan Broadwater, fire for three, no good. David Osborne with the rebounds, and foul called. Foul called against number 12, Jason Barnes. David Osborne at the line, shooting 2 for Twin Springs Titans. First shot's good. Number 42, Travis Harrell will enter the game for number 12, Jason Barnes. David Osborne with the second shot is good. Twin Springs and Thomas Walker tied up 18 apiece. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball to number 42, Travis Harrell. To Brian Scott. Ball picked up by number 32, David Osborne. He'll get to Luke Osborne. Luke Osborne to Jonathan Broadwater. Back to Luke. To David Osborne. David Osborne drive in for a shot. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball. Twin Springs up by 2. Score 20-18. 3 minutes, 12 seconds left in the first half. Travis Harrell with the ball to Brian Scott. To number 34, Ellis Hoskins. He'll drive in. Air across the rebound. He'll give to Wendell Davidson. Wendell Davidson to Luke Osborne. Fire for 3. And it's good. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball for Thomas Walker Pioneers to Bobby McPherson to Brian Scott. Number 30, Brian Scott will drive in for 2. Luke Osborne with the ball to Wendell Davidson. Air across with the shot underneath. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball for the Thomas Walker Pioneers to Bobby McPherson. To number 40, Sean Bales to Travis Harrell. Ball picked up by number 5, Jonathan Broadwater to Wendell Davidson, and ball thrown out of bounds. Thomas Walker's ball. Number 32, Brian Hornsby will enter the game now for number 34, Ellis Hoskins. And number 20, Marcus Whitaker will enter the game for number 22, Bobby McPherson. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball for Thomas Walker Pioneers. To Travis Harrell. To number 30, Brian Scott. Number 40, Sean Bales underneath. Luke Osborne with the ball to Jonathan Broadwater. Broadwater to Luke Osborne to David Osborne. Last touch is on Thomas Walker. It'll be Twin Springs ball. And timeout called by Thomas Walker. 1 minute, 17 seconds left in the first half. Twin Springs Titans with 25. Thomas Walker Pioneers 22. Very close ball game so far. Both teams doing extremely well on offense and defense. Twin Springs basketball is brought to you by State Line Graphics, Weber City Drug Center, Dennis Fritz Allstate, JMP Markets, 30 Brothers, Chevrolet Geo Jeep Eagle, and by Photo Genius, Image Consultants. Number 5, Jonathan Broadwater, inbound for Twin Springs Titans. To Eric Ross. Foul scout against number 50, Eric Ross. Number 32, Brian Hornsby will inbounds. To number 30, Brian Scott. Thomas Walker down by 3, score 25-22. Brian Scott with the ball. Number 42, Travis Harrell for 3. Luke Osborne with the ball for Twin Springs Titans. To Wendell Davidson. To Jonathan Broadwater for three. No good. Rebounded by number 20, Marcus Whitaker. He'll get to number 30, Brian Scott. Travis Harrell with the ball to Brian Scott. To Marcus Whitaker. To Brian Scott. He'll shoot. No good. Foul Scott against number 31, Luke Osborne. Brian Scott to Travis Harrell. To Brian Scott. To Harrell. Back to Brian Scott. Back to Harrell. He'll shoot for three. And it's good. Jonathan Broadwater, last second shot. No good. At the end of the first half, Thomas Walker Pioneers 28 and the Twin Springs Titans 25. Twin Springs basketball is brought to you by State Line Graphics, Weber City Drug Center, Dennis Fritz Allstate, J&P Markets, 30 Brothers, Chevrolet Geo Jeep Eagle, and by Photo Genius Image Consultants. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the second half of tonight's varsity game.
At State Line Graphics, quality offset and screen printing is available. Market is
here at Twin Springs High School. At the beginning of the third, Thomas Walker Pioneers 28, Twin Springs Titans 25. Jonathan Broadwater inbound to Luke Osborne. To Jonathan Broadwater. Broadwater to Wendell Davidson. To David Osborne. To Wendell Davidson. He'll pull up for two. Number 20, Marcus Whitaker with the rebounds. He'll give to Brian Scott. Brian to Whitaker. Over to Travis Harrell. Back to Marcus Whitaker to Brian Scott. Number 34, Ellis Hoskins draws a foul from number 32, David Osborne. That's David Osborne's second foul of the evening. Number 34, Ellis Hoskins at the line, shooting two. First one's good. Second shot rebounded by number 40, Sean Bales, and Wendell Davidson with the ball now for the Twin Springs Titans. To Jonathan Broadwater. Jonathan Broadwater to Luke Osborne. Luke Osborne return and shoot, and it's good. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball. Number 34, Ellis Hoskins. Marcus Whitaker. Brian Scott to Marcus Whitaker. He'll shoot for two. No good. Number 40, Ellis Hoskins with the rebound. He'll give to number 30, Brian Scott. Brian Scott will drive in for two. Wendell Davidson with the ball for Twin Springs Titans. To Luke Osborne. Luke Osborne to Wendell Davidson. To Jonathan Broadwater. To David Osborne. David Osborne underneath. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball for Thomas Walker Pioneers. Number 20, Marcus Whitaker with the ball. To number 42, Travis Harrell. Back to Whitaker. Back to Harrell. He'll shoot for three. No good. David Osborne with the rebounds. He'll give to Wendell Davidson. Twin Springs down by 2. Score 31 to 29. Jonathan Broadwater shoot for three. Eric Ross with the rebounds. And Eric Ross with his rebound. He'll get the shot in. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball. To Travis Harrell. To Brian Scott. To Marcus Whitaker. To Ellis Hoskins. And Sean Bales with the rebounds. Luke Osmond with the ball. Luke Osmond to Wendell Davidson. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball for the Thomas Walker Pioneers. To Marcus Whitaker, to Brian Scott, to Ellis Hoskins. And Wild caught against number 34, Ellis Hoskins. Number 12, Jason Barnes will enter the game now for number 20, Marcus Whitaker. Luke Osborne, number 31, with the ball for Twin Springs Titans. Twin Springs down by 2, score 33 to 31. Luke Osborne to Wendell Davidson, to David Osborne. David Osborne to Wendell Davidson. Davidson to Broadwater. Loose ball, Wendell Davidson pick it up. Wendell Davidson to Jonathan Broadwater. To Wendell Davidson. To David Osborne. David Osborne underneath and draws a foul. Foul Scott against number 40, Sean Bales, his second. Number 32, David Osborne at the line, shooting two. First one's good. Twin Springs down by 1, score 33 to 32. At number 34, Ellis Hoskins with the rebound. He'll give to Brian Scott. Brian Scott. Travis Harrell, three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Brian Scott. To Sean Bales. Luke Osborne with the ball for Twin Springs Titans. Twin Springs down by 3. Foul Scott against number 30, Brian Scott, his first. Number 24, Adam Barnes will enter the game now for number 12, Jason Barnes. Luke Osborne with the ball for Twin Springs Titans. Jonathan Broadwater with the ball. Foul Scott against number 24, Adam Barnes. Jonathan Broadwater inbound to Wendell Davidson. Wendell Davidson to Jonathan Broadwater. To Luke Osborne. Luke Osborne with his rebound. Put it up again. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball. Number 34, Ellis Hoskins to Brian Scott. To Travis Harrell. To number 24, Adam Barnes. To Brian Scott. To Ellis Hoskins. To Travis Harrell. To Brian Scott. Loose ball picked up by number 33, Wendell Davidson. Wendell Davidson to Jonathan Broadwater, to David Osborne. David Osborne to Jonathan Broadwater, who shoots for three. Rebounded by number 24, Adam Barnes. He'll give to number 30, Brian Scott. Twin Springs down by one, score 35-34, 2 minutes, 28 seconds left in the third period. Foul shot against number 5, Jonathan Broadwater. Number 52, Gary Chafin in the game now for number 5, Jonathan Broadwater. Number 34, Ellis Hoskins will inbound to Brian Scott. Foul shot against number 33, Wendell Davidson. Number 34, Ellis Hoskins inbounds to Travis Harrell, to Brian Scott. Ellis Hoskins. Foul shot against number 24, Adam Barnes. Twin Springs ball. Gary Chafin will bring the ball down for the Twin Springs Titans. To Wendell Davidson. To Gary Chafin. To Luke Osborne. Ball picked up by number 30, Brian Scott. Travis Harrell for two. And it's good. Gary Chafin with the ball. To Wendell Davidson. To Gary Chafin. Last touch is on number 24, Adam Barnes, Twin Springs ball. Number 52, Gary Chafin inbound. To Wendell Davidson. Knocked out of bounds by number 34, Ellis Hoskins. Gary Chafin to Luke Osborne. Wendell Davidson fires for three, and it's good. Tied up 37 apiece. 53 seconds left in the third period. Travis Harrell fires for three, no good. Wendell Davidson with the rebounds. They give to Gary Chafin. Gary Chafin to Luke Osborne. Luke Osborne fires for three, no good. Rebound by number 42, Travis Harrell. He'll give to number 30, Brian Scott. Last touch is on Thomas Walker, Twin Springs ball. Gary Chafin inbound to Luke Osborne. Gary Chafin will bring it down for Twin Springs Titans. 25 seconds left in the third period, tied up 37 apiece. Gary Chafin to Wendell Davidson, to Eric Ross, to Luke Osborne. Foul shot against number 40, Sean Bales, his third. Number 31, Luke Osborne at the line. Number 32, Brian Hornsby will enter the game now for number 40, Sean Bales. First shot's no good. Luke Osborne with his second shot. And it's good. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball. 10 seconds left in the third period. Brian Scott to Travis Harrell. Back to Brian Scott to Travis Harrell. He'll shoot for three. Luke Osborne with the rebounds. And at the end of the third, Twin Springs up by one. Score 38-37. Twin Springs basketball is brought to you by State Line Graphics, Weber City Drug Center, Dennis Fritz Allstate, J&P Markets, Darty Brothers, Chevrolet Geo Jeep Eagle, and by Photo Genius, Image Consultants. Number 42, Travis Harrell inbound to number 30, Brian Scott. Brian Scott to number 22, Bobby McPherson to Brian Scott to McPherson to Ellis Hoskins. Foul called against number 33, Wendell Davidson, his second. Number 34, Ellis Hoskins at the line. First shot's no good. Let's take a shot made by number 34, Ellis Hoskins. Tied up 38 apiece. Wendell Davidson with the ball. He'll pull up for three. No good. Pioneers with the rebound. Brian Scott with the ball. And last touch is on Twin Springs. Number 34, Ellis Hoskins will inbound. Brian Scott with the ball. To Travis Harrell. To Brian Scott. He'll shoot for three. And it's good. Number 52, Gary Chafin with the ball for Twin Springs Titans. To Eric Ross. Eric Ross underneath. Twin Springs down by one. Score 41-40. Just under 7 minutes left to play in the game. Number 22, Bobby McPherson with the ball to Brian Scott. Number 34, Ellis Hoskins with the shot. Gary Chafin with the ball now for Twin Springs Titans. To Wendell Davidson. To Gary Chafin. Ball knocked out of bounds by Thomas Walker. Twin Springs ball, number 52, Gary Chafin inbounds. To Luke Osborne. Gary Chafin with the ball. To Wendell Davidson. To Luke Osborne. Luke Osborne to Gary Chafin. Chafin pulls up for two. No good. Eric Ross with the rebound. Eric Ross underneath. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball now for Thomas Walker Pioneers. To Bobby McPherson. To Brian Scott. To Travis Harrell. Brian Scott drive in. Number 40, Sean Bells with the shot made and draws a foul from number 32, David Osborne. David Osborne, his third foul. Number 40, Sean Bells at the line shooting one. Wendell Davidson will pick it up. Wendell Davidson to Gary Chafin. To Luke Osborne. Luke Osborne fires for three, and it's good. Tied at 45 apiece. 5 minutes, 22 seconds left in the game. This game very well could go in overtime. Bobby McPherson with the ball for Thomas Walker to Ellis Hoskins. Hoskins underneath. Number 40, Sean Bales, put up 2 shots and grabbed 2 rebounds. And no shot was good. Gary Chafin with the ball. Luke Osborne fires for 3. No good. Last touch is on number 42, Travis Harrell. Twin Springs ball. Number 52, Gary Chafin will inbounds to David Osborne. David Osborne to Eric Ross. Eric Ross's rebound. He'll put it up. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball for Thomas Walker Pioneers. To number 22, Bobby McPherson. To Brian Scott. Eric Ross with the rebounds. He'll give it to Gary Chafin. Twin Springs up by 2. 4 minutes, 25 seconds left to play. Gary Chafin to Wendell Davidson. Wendell Davidson to Eric Ross. Eric Ross underneath. And timeout called by Thomas Walker. Twin Springs up by 4, 49-45. Twin Springs basketball is brought to you by State Line Graphics, Weber City Drug Center, Dennis Fritz Allstate, J&P Markets, Darty Brothers, Chevrolet Geo Jeep Eagle, and by Photo Genius, Image Consultants. 4 minutes, 17 seconds left to play. Twin Springs up by 4, score 49-45. Number 50, Eric Ross at the line for Twin Springs Titans. Shooting 1. No good. Number 34, Ellis Hoskins will inbound to number 30, Brian Scott. Brian Scott to Bobby McPherson. Brian Scott will drive the lane, get a finger roll shot in. And number 52, Gary Chafin with the ball. To Wendell Davidson. Wendell Davidson fires for 3. Rebounded by number 34, Ellis Hoskins. Brian Scott with the ball. To Bobby McPherson. McPherson for 2. David Osborne with the rebounds. He'll give to Gary Chafin. Gary Chafin to Luke Osborne. Luke Osborne drives in for 2. No good. Number 40, Sean Bales with the rebound. He'll give to Brian Scott. To number 34, Ellis Hoskins for 2. Tied at 49 apiece. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to play. Luke Osborne with the ball. Number 40, Sean Bales with the rebounds. Foul score against number 50, Eric Ross. And timeout called by Twin Springs. Tied at 49 apiece. 3 minutes, 2 seconds left to play. Number 40, Sean Bales at the line shooting 2. First shot's good. Number 40, Sean Bales, his second shot. And it's good. Luke Osborne inbound to Gary Chafin. Chafin to Wendell Davidson. To Luke Osborne. And ball thrown away by Twin Springs. Number 10, Adama Bush will enter the game now for number 31, Luke Osborne. Number 30, Brian Scott with the ball. Guarded by number 10, Adama Bush. To number 12, Jason Barnes. To number 22, Bobby McPherson. Number 34, Ellis Hoskins with the shot. Gary Chafin will bring it down to Adama Bush, to Gary Chafin, to Wendell Davidson. Wendell Davidson to Gary Chafin. Foul call against number 12, Jason Barnes, his third. Number 52, Gary Chafin to the line, shooting 1-1. Twin Springs down by 4. Down by 3, Gary Chafin with his first foul shot made. Second shot's in as well. Twin Springs down by 2. Score 51-53. A timeout called by the Thomas Walker Pioneers. 2 minutes, 4 seconds left to play. Thomas Walker 53, Twin Springs Titans 51. Twin Springs basketball is brought to you by State Line Graphics, Weber City Drug Center, Dennis Fritz Allstate, J&P Markets, Darty Brothers, Chevrolet Geo Jeep Eagle, and by Photo Genius, Image Consultants.